Call of Duty, the gamification of
Oh shit, here we go again.
has returned. And to compensate for last year's abysmal failure that was Modern Warfare. Its predecessor, sorry, we don't say that name here, it's cursed. Black Ops 6 has managed to double the amount of players on release weekend. But was it luck? Was it the Black Ops title carrying them to victory? Or was it real improvement? Well, let's pack up broken multiplayer weapons. Getting Didied Online. RPG elements in our first-person shooter campaign. And the triumphal return of the zombies mode. We are mostly appraising this one, boys. This year, with the aim of improving the game for everyone, we decided to remove riot shields and add intelligent and omni movement. Holy crap, that's nice! I can't wait to razzle-dazzle my way around, moving like a crackhead squirrel and shooting people with my guns. By the way, what about skill-based matchmaking? We're keeping it. Those filthy casuals need our help. I can't remember having a hard time with your games back in the day when skill-based matchmaking wasn't out. Did I give you permission to talk? Don't think so. Next! Treyarch! Treyarch! Over here! Here! Yes, you're there. Have you improved your anti-hacking system? Yes, you shouldn't find any hackers online. Alright, let me play a match real quick. So far, I haven't felt like this is a Black Ops 4 to MW19 type of improvement, but it's still good nonetheless. The maps are creative. Long gone are the days of Call of Duty World War II or Vanguard where most maps were 3-laned. Some people prefer this formula, I sure as hell don't. They were cool in their early days, but developers have to try to evolve since these games are released year after year, and naturally, it gets increasingly harder to come up with new map ideas that are fun and practical. In my opinion, there must be a balance where maps are neither strictly 3-laned nor an open abomination like Piccadilly. Babylon is insanely chaotic but fun. Playing domination in this map and taking B is a full heroic act. Skyline is the jewel of multiplayer for me, the secret tunnel connecting to the enemy's spawn hijacked style, the verticality, the standoffs against your opponents in that second floor hallway, very frenetic. Subsonic with the gate shenanigan where closing and opening gates actually matter a little instead of just being there for the sake of having pointless map interactions. Stakeout is a paradise for shotguns, again very intense with lots of parkour and strategies to catch the enemies off guard, and so on. The issue is, there are maps that are universally bad independently of who you ask, and it sucks to play them no matter the class you are running. Vorkuta's layout makes no sense. There is a huge open area that screams, "Don't come here, otherwise you'll be shot from many elevated areas." And most people just resort to take power positions like the huge cog in the center, or windows that have good vision where you can mount your gun and laser your enemies. It's all about head glitching. Scud benefits whoever spawns next to the satellite, and it doesn't make sense to give the upper hand to a team just because of their spawn point. From there, you have a privileged vision over a big chunk of the map, and it's terrible to have a sniper there with defensive gear like mines and bombs because you can't catch him off guard. And confronting him head-on without getting a huge hole blasted on your head is out of the question. Red Card's layout doesn't make any sense either. It's very easy to take advantage of those stairs leading to the parking lot spawn point. If you catch someone sprinting towards you, you'll have the advantage 100% of the times because it's easy to do head glitching with those stairs. The outside zone where you have the mini stage is usually empty because no one wants to go outside and feel like a sitting duck for target practice. You can be shot from both windows, from people coming out of their spawns, from people coming from the main hallway. I had a match and, because of the time limit, and most of the match was silent as hell just because players felt unsafe and preferred to stay indoors controlling small areas.
God damn, I love the taste of victory.
The concept of low town is very creative, but also very chaotic in a bad way. No matter where you go, you can be shot from multiple angles, too many angles. For every spot through which you move, there are at least 3 windows or opening points to that location, and it turns into a gambling game, where it's not about reaction, but betting where an enemy will appear and have your sights pointed there. If you guess the wrong one, you're dead. Briefly, almost every map feels chaotic, not only the ones who are designed to be that way, like Nuketown, Babylon, and Heirloom. I hardly ever feel like there's a resting moment where I dispatch an enemy and can breathe, because there will always be a random crackhead sliding his way into me, or diving 6 meters from a window to ground floor like it's a Mission Impossible type of sequence. You don't have to jump into the action, it jumps into you the moment you spawn. Grenades, especially Semtexes, are way too lethal sometimes. How many times have we reacted on time to a Semtex and thought, well, I'm already away from the blast radius that kills me. The red grenade icon is very small, but you still die anyway. The time to kill feels weird. I'm not going to say I preferred the 3 to 4 bullets TTK from some years ago because they barely gave me any chance to react, but in this case, in such a fast-paced game where enemies bounce everywhere like a rubber ball, don't you think it's a bad idea to make it necessary to shoot 4 to 7 bullets to kill someone? I have lost count of the amount of times I encountered 2 decent players. Not bots, I mean real decent players, and I had no chance of doing anything because it's simply impossible to shoot 12 bullets and kill them first, when all they need is around 3 each to kill me. What's even worse, for a simple game where there's no difference in damage between a shot to the neck and a shot to the tip of your toe, the damage surely fluctuates a lot. I won't go as far as accusing them of skill-based damage, because we don't have any proof of that, besides clips of people dumping 11 bullets on the same guy without killing him, but sometimes it does feel like it exists. In case that is a server thing, regarding packet loss, ping, and hit registration, it's still a big letdown because it's just unfair. It doesn't motivate me to play a competitive shooter if skill is just half of what you need to win your gunfights. The blue perks have to be nerfed, especially the one that gives you wall hacks when you spawn. In small maps, you get 1 or 2 granted kills and it's not fun to slither your way to finally diddy the sniper who's been sitting in the satellite for the whole match, but someone kills you because they have seen you through the walls. Lastly, the spawns are disgraceful sometimes, especially in medium to small maps, which is like 60% of the map pool, and I'm being generous with that figure. We've always complained about them, in my case ever since the original Modern Warfare 3, and you would think it's been 13 years from that game's release. They've already sorted their shit out. They should know what they're doing, but nah, it's as bad as back then, if not worse. Moving on to the guns, they feel great. Some of them way too great. It's clear the developers gave some extra secret sauce to the ASVAL and the A.K.A, because god damn, even an average player like me can get a good streak going on with these two. I can effortlessly get an AGR with those, and I only have a little less than 1.3 KD. Snipers feel a little underwhelming at times though, and that can be a skill issue. I am not known for being a sniper player. I suck at quickscoping, but it feels odd, like it takes too long to aim down sights. And although that is to be expected from snipers, maps don't encourage me to move around with a sniper either. The map pool is all about close quarters encounters. And you might say, well, snipers are supposed to stay in a location and control a big zone from afar. And yeah, COD, it's not a battlefield. COD is an arcade shooter where you run around, drop shots, slide, jump, land on your back, shoot people, keep sprinting, take a hostage, shoot more people. It is not a realistic shooting simulation, so why would I try to play it like one and miss out on all the fun new movement features? Anyway, let me stop storming in a teacup over one weapon class because all of the rest feel awesome. It's been a while since the last time I got hooked to a COD multiplayer, to be honest. The game has been out for less than 1 month and I am already Prestige 1. I love the sensations. Catching people with slides and dives feel like I'm playing Max Payne. The score streaks are also great. Taking control of a dreadnought is tons of fun. The animations for launching it and getting it destroyed are neat details that weren't needed, but are well appreciated. What's more, to get kills, you don't need to aim for the big guns. A well-placed LDBR or Hellstorm can do some dirty work, especially in objective modes like Domination or Secure the Zone. On a side note, I wish there were more new streaks, since there are 18 in total but only 6 are new. And take this new with a pinch of salt, because most of these 6 are new to the Black Ops titles, but not for Call of Duty as a whole. The Archangel rocket launcher might be the freshest streak yet. Also, another thing that I appreciate is that streaks don't loop. That means if you get a UAV, you won't be able to get another until you die. It helps matches to be more gunfight oriented instead of just spamming 1 million streaks and obliterate the enemy team throwing shit after shit on their heads. However, I would have enjoyed it more if the UAV wasn't so easy to get. Running the Ghost perk feels like an obligation, otherwise, in most matches you won't be able to catch people off guard due to the 2 UAVs and 1 CUAV in the sky. The class system is still the same, perks and accessories haven't changed too much except for that perk that you get for using 3 of the same color. But hey, what's not broken doesn't need fixing. They did such an amazing job with that system in MW19 that it's still fun to tinker with your weapons trying to find the best combo between your guns and perks.
Unfortunately, not all is well worth those $70. I mean, has Treyarch really been working on this game for 4 years? I joked before about hackers, but god damn, what has happened? I mean, it's normal for a game like MW19 to have hackers around. It hasn't been watched over for a long time, considering that it came out 5 years ago, but how is your baby out of the womb for just a couple of days and it already has tuberculosis, HIV, and cholera?
People with all camos unlocked, how is that even possible? At the moment of seeing this, it hadn't even been 2 weeks that the game came out, and you already have dark matter unlocked for assault rifles when you literally have to get diamond for all weapons first and then do some challenges. Suckers running around with aimbot. I would have crossplay disabled 24/7 if it depended on me, and me only, but no. For some reason there's a bug that enables your crossplay without authorization. So it goes like this: you're a console peasant, but you have fun playing with other console peasants, because it feels fair. You have a good match and feel good about yourself. You finish it, go find another one, play it, and suddenly your game result is 0-128.
Oh no. It looks like Call of Duty turned on crossplay again after I finished my previous match. And by the looks of it, I've just played against 5 mouse and keyboard players, 2 of which were hackers. What a bummer, man.
The menu sometimes feels like it was programmed by one single overworked intern earning -$1 per hour. Yes, he's not getting paid, he's paying to work. Why is the background so bright when the color of your font is white? I can't read! Why am I being thrown out of the menu after trying to change my weapon accessories? Why is everyone in the lobby level 1? Beyond some features not working properly, a minor detail that I miss from older CODs are the intros to online maps. I liked how in High Rise it shows the soldiers coming out of the elevator and getting into position. It is completely unnecessary but makes it look good, like, why did the devs do this? It shows they had some love going on for their IP. Don't get it wrong though, COD will always be an over-milked cow. Except when they do extreme changes to the graphic engine, gameplay, weapons, and so on, like from OG Modern Warfare 3 to Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 4 to MW19. Beyond those instances, Activision shamelessly uses their titles to sell average to bad product. Mostly, but this time, not so much. There is a lot given out for free for doing prestige. I applaud them for not popping up DLC sales on my screen every time I finish a match like they did last year, and giving players new maps for free instead of selling them like they used to is a god-tier improvement. Pricey DLCs like the one that is available for $30 is actually good because they are only character and weapons skins, and when I mean good, I'm saying I will never buy them, not even in a million years, but I love the fact that they are not selling maps or better versions of the weapons like they did in Advanced Warfare, turning the game into a pay-to-win clinic.
I am glad that they are only selling aesthetic features that don't impact gameplay, and what's more, in Fortnite style, if you complete the passes, you get your COD points back so you can spend them on a new pass.
And lastly, I won't overextend it because the skill-based matchmaking has already been criticized more than I ever want to acknowledge it, but sometimes it can be a serious issue to face an unemployment lobby. In my 90 or so online matches, I have only managed to get one chopper gunner, and I savored every millisecond of it. I don't play to get streaks, honestly. In many objective modes like hardpoint or domination, I'm always trying to take flags and points, even though you're most vulnerable in these moments. I play to win, but also to have fun, and a big part of the fun in COD is to get streaks. When most people cannot get more than 5 to 6 consecutive kills in dozens of matches, you know that there is something wrong. The scoreboard of most of my matches are tighter than Japanese subways at 8 AM. The final score, the kills, the deaths, it's very rare to see someone getting a 44-10, meaning a player actually getting compensated for being good. And please, for the love of God, fix your UI. I don't want to see points that I have earned constantly glued to my screen until my next death. Let's move on to zombies. The sons of bitches had finally done it. In solo mode, you can save a match, turn off your console, and some other time start it right from where you left off. That's it! You guys have finally listened. We can end it here.
Now that's where the major improvement is. I know that comparing this year's delivery and last year's Modern Warzone 3 is getting old already, but bear with me. It is night and day. Whereas last year was all about compulsory exfilling and zombies in a Warzone map, this year we are back to what makes us happy.
A dedicated map only for zombies, a squad that makes the story more immersive despite also being available in multiplayer. Unlimited rounds and increased difficulty. I know it still isn't as difficult as some other titles in the franchise because the training spots are quite huge and you need to mess everything up big time to be downed, at least before round 31, but just think of last year's zombie mode. The map wasn't even designed for the mode, no need to train, just run away from danger and avoid cramped spaces. What's more, getting to round 25 to 30 can be easier than before, but once you get past that mark, the mangler spam gets insane. You actually need at least 1+3 legendary weapon if you don't want to dump all your ammo to down a single boss. And speaking of bosses, you can become one. If you haven't played it, you have no idea how satisfying it is to annihilate everything with a blast cannon and some sucker punches. Makes you feel like an unstoppable force. Other much appreciated innovations are the third-person camera, which doesn't look like crap and actually helps you to get an eye on what's happening behind you, and paying half of the door's price. No more buying 3 doors consecutively just to see a random spend everything on the box and get 2 rifles and 1 launcher, baby. No, it's either we split the bill or we're staying in the initial area forever. The latter shouldn't happen as much ever again. Perks and augments are back, and the only thing you have to do to keep increasing that research bar is survive, kill, and complete some challenges. Once you research upgrades, you can modify how the usual perks work. This time, players will depend more on raw skill, since you can only choose 2 augments, unlike in Cold War, where you could dump either into many perks and have like 6 active buffs for all drinks. It was overpowered as hell. Between armor, max level juggernaut, and the increased health pool, players had to get real cocky to die. But it was also very fun, I wouldn't lie, being so broken made me feel ecstatic. I like how they cut the perk axis and just gave us some of them as augments. For instance, Elemental Pop has an augment that does exactly what Electric Cherry did, which is release a shockwave when you reload. 2 perks for the price of 1, nice! The cast has original dialogue lines, instead of your bland average shit like Tango downed, enemy eliminated, explosive deployed.
Hold on! This tank is locked up tighter than an oyster's ass!
They are not on that Takio, Dempsey, Nikolai, and Richtofen level of humor.
Quality of the gun is not as important as the bad motherfucker holding it! Ha!
But it's still a huge improvement. You get a different death cutscene depending on the type of zombie that caused the game over. We get 2 maps on release, and I personally think Terminus is better than Liberty Falls. There is something about daytime maps for zombies that I'm not a fan of. They don't mix well together. But that doesn't mean Liberty Falls is bad, it's just that the ambience needs a little buff. These two complement each other well because Terminus is a complex map when it comes to the Easter egg. Surely you can play normally, but you would be missing out on a lot of content. Nathan's mini-boss fight, the step where you have to fix modules, deactivate the explosives, the cutscenes, the final boss fights, the fail moments where you screw up big time and have to redo everything again. The full Easter egg is long, but you can cut it short by getting the wonder weapon from the box, which is awesome for subsequent tries. Liberty Falls, on the other hand, is much more casual. Start, upgrade, survive. It also has a little Easter egg, but the steps aren't as lengthy and complex as in Terminus. I suggest getting real overpowered for that final church sequence, and I'm talking about injection, double 3rd level pack-a-punched weapons, one being the jet gun type of overpowered, because that place is claustrophobic and the zombies are very fast, besides the augmented manglers and abominations that spawn. There are also some hidden missions like playing bowling, watching zombies fall from the sky, getting to dance with them, turn into a female Homelander and laser everything to oblivion. It is very cool.
I still think that being able to load in with an assault rifle is a mistake, a minor mistake, and that's not me being old-headed, but there was some entertainment coming from, never knowing if you were going to get a good weapon out of the box straight away, or 3 consecutive F-tier rocket launchers and a crossbow.
So, gambling or buying something mid from the wall was a choice that we don't have to make anymore. Sure, I can start with a pistol myself, but it would just hurt me because the mode is not designed for that anymore. It is much more fast-paced, and additionally your teammates will all load up with rifles and SMGs or shotguns, so I won't be able to compete to get points against people with weapons that are 10 times better than mine. Secondly, although the Warzone-ish elements have been reduced, I still think the HUD is way too saturated for a zombies mode. I will never understand the need to give us a minimap with constant UAV when zombies are designed to go after players, not to hide from us. Except for that gardener zombie in Liberty Falls that you have to find, but he's not even hiding, he's just strolling around. More small complaints. I despise how changing the HUD in zombies also changes my HUD in multiplayer. It's surprising that they didn't think that a lot of people would play zombies without a map, and after shifting to multiplayer they would start a match without a map by accident since they changed it for zombies. This dude's face animation while screaming. Like I said before, the mangler spam needs to be toned down after round 31. Having 7 to 8 manglers shooting at you at once is not fun, especially since their cannons seem to have unlimited range and tracking capabilities at times. They are literally snipers. Additionally, they ruin your zombie training because every time they shoot, zombies fall down. In other words, to get to train zombies correctly past round 32 to 36, you need to kill 7 or so manglers just to get a good zombie ball going on. And to do so efficiently, you need to depend on crutch weapons like the jet gun, the auto shotgun to dispatch the zombie bosses faster. And finally, just like the campaign, why in the fucking fuck do I need internet connection to play solo? Why am I lagging? I'm the only one here.
Why do I even have the option to go offline if the only thing that I can do while offline is to try to go online?
It clearly sucks because you abso-fucking-lutely can't play this game without internet connection, not even a single campaign mode or zombies missions. Terrible modern gaming idea.
One of the things that I dislike the most about this mode is the crafting table.
Prestiging your character makes less sense now because you need to have your tactical and lethal equipment unlocked by level before you can craft it. Meaning, if you're level 1, almost every single item will be locked, rendering your scraps useless after you upgrade your weapons to legendary. It felt very frustrating while I was doing that mini Easter egg in Terminus, where you have to burn the skeletons of the crew members. I started doing it on round 8 approximately and realized I couldn't craft Molotovs to burn them. So, I survived until round 25, waiting for the zombies to drop one, but they didn't. And all of that because I didn't have the required level to craft Molotovs. Are you serious? The current point system doesn't make much sense either. SMGs feel out of place when the points awarded to you are always the same since they are based on kills. Why would I carry a PDW and earn the same amount of points as an auto shotgun? I remember some time ago running an LMG, like the RPK, was one of the best options because of the balance between ammo, damage, and points awarded per hit. Now, everything has been dumbed down since you can buy ammo for any weapon, and there's no need to count your shots because you'll get 100 points, either using 14 shots or just one shotty slug.
Beyond these minor complaints, I love everything else. I am hooked. The gums, the streaks, the gunplay, the maps. I think the last time I had so much fun with zombies was in Black Ops 3, so yeah, 8.5 out of 10 guys, excellent job. Like most of its siblings in the Black Ops family, their latest entry does a good job with the amount of entertainment provided by the campaign. Unlike most Call of Duty titles where you start a mission, follow a somewhat linear hallway, shooting gallery after shooting gallery until you get to the end and that's it. Black Ops 6 made a bold approach to their usual design. A big chunk of the content provided by the campaign is far from linear. You get to drive vehicles with your squad around a desert, Ghost Recon style, discovering new locations and checking list items.
Location found! Oasis!
Have I opened that airdrop? Did I blow that SEM turret? Have I rescued my fellow American soldiers who got their bird shot down? Have I talked to that scout who will highlight all enemies in this area for me, making it easier to stealth by? I wouldn't have been surprised if they decided to implement a skill tree at that point. That sounds nothing like a Call of Duty campaign, and some might like it, and others might not. Not only that, but you can also solve a big puzzle in the hub area where you upgrade your character and talk to your friends, play New York Times Wordle but with numbers, drive a tank, fight huge zombie bosses with metal music in the background, infiltrate a Bill Clinton electorate party and decide from 3 paths how to get the eye scanner from one of his guests. You also get to choose how to break the defenses of an enemy base in Vorkuta, and there are many ways to do that.
You get the idea. Many missions require you to follow your own path, which was something that Modern Garbage 3 tried to do, but failed horribly because it was uninspiring as hell.
Where everything was a letdown because they just slapped some Warzone missions in a Warzone map and tried to pass it as a campaign because of the mission beginning and ending cutscenes. Black Ops 6 still tries to give the player some freedom to tackle their objectives, but with some more narrative behind instead of a single soldier who spawns, destroys 3 things and goes back to HQ.
You can notice that this game has had 4 years of development. I mean, in the campaign, everything around you feels alive, everyone is doing something.
After a conversation, Woods goes to the living room to drink a beer and watch some TV. And the footage shown in the TV are not static images as you'd expect, but real footage of the casino you just infiltrated. Characters have so much dialogue to offer, so many witty and funny lines that it would be a shame if the player only focuses on doing mission after mission instead of chilling at HQ and talking to everyone.
In regards to the story, it surely takes a lot of freedom deciding the canon for the players. I mean, as of now, I could count at least 2 decisions taken in previous games that have been completely nullified. And while that's to be expected, they are not going to craft new stories for different outcomes for one single game. But do you think that is The Witcher? No, that's a lowly FPS.
Dang, it sucks that Park gets to live and not Lazar like I chose in Cold War. And it destroys me that Mason is dead instead of just crippled like I did in Black Ops 2. By the way, it wouldn't be a Black Ops campaign without some twist or astral trip of psychedelic mushrooms into a voyage of acid rain, although this time it is poorly executed. Black Ops 1 had a story that was cinema material. Black Ops 2 was a bit weaker in the narrative side, but it greatly compensated for it by implementing a choice system that we have never seen in any other COD. Black Ops 3... well, to this day I still don't understand what happened there. Let's just jump into Black Ops 4 Cold War, which didn't have the decision-making from Black Ops 2, but still managed to put up a story almost as entertaining as Black Ops 1's.
In 6, we get neither of both worlds. No decisions and no good narrative.
Why do I care about this woman's childhood? Why am I in her mind fighting her evil side? The logical answer is we're there because we want to know where they will blow up the canisters, but where's the fun in all of that sequence? I am almost positive Case is going to be her parents' murderer. And the guy, in the end, before credits, who provoked all of this by making Harrow know the truth is an operative from multiplayer and zombies who's been seen multiple times throughout the campaign. But when will they reveal whether Case survived, who was Harrow's parents' murderer, and who's the guy in the end? Well, you might want to keep the Call of Duty shortcut in your desktop or console menu because you'll probably have to wait for a new Warzone season to get a 2-minute long cutscene to understand what the fuck is going on in the Call of Duty cinematic universe. I think I don't have to tell you how lame that is.
The cool thing about Mason's and Reznov's twist, or Bell's duality, was that it affected characters that we cared for.
We already knew how cool Reznov was from World at War.
My name is Victor Reznov, and I will have my revenge!
Mason was not your average mute, faceless character, and Bell, well, he was exactly that, but the plot, his theme, Adler, we have a job to do. The big reveal where you can obey or disobey Adler, and the 2 endings in which you can trust or betray the US forces were cool as hell. Here, we don't care about Harrow, her childhood, and her betrayal. Her segment was a failure, exceptionally because it was practically the final mission of the game, and all the cool characters like Woods, Adler, and Felix get a hold your position segment where enemy troops are swarming in, and you have to stop them. It's very uninspiring. And lastly, I have credited this game for some attention to detail, but I must discredit it for other overlooks that are either lazy or frustrating. Before reuniting the full squad, Case is tasked with getting the million outfit girl into the fold, and Marshall goes after Felix. I watched Marshall leave in his van, as you're seeing in the footage, but look at what happened when I unlocked one upgrade station.
Ah, so Marshall is back from his trip to Munich. Okay. I knew you guys were going to get something wrong with this. Too much detail, you can't handle it. That's for the lazy. As for the frustrating, can anyone tell me what the fuck do we need connection to play campaign?
While going through the story, I was not at home and the internet coverage where I was at the moment wasn't the best, so I was constantly getting kicked out of the missions for a server issue? It sounds like a joke, but I assure you it isn't.
Is that the tomfoolery Call of Duty is known for lately? Like, why would I need internet connection to play a campaign that has no co-op at all? Whoa. Have I lost connection again? Please don't tell me that. It's going to break my immersion. Fuck! How am I supposed to play the campaign now if I don't have a stable internet connection? Like, why is this even a thing? Come here, you fucking morons. Come here. Do you see this fucking thing right here? This little guy? Yes, that is an NPC, a non-playable character. A.K.A. not a human being. The only human being here, it's me, so why do I need internet connection to play the campaign?
Briefly, I enjoyed it at times. Adler is a badassery machine.
You good to go?
Am now.
And I can't get enough of Wood's humor.
I've known Adler since Nam. Give it 20 years. He'll grow on you.
Troy was not bad, although they didn't give him much personality besides being Woods' protege. Felix is also a nice addition to the cast. Hope he shows up again in the future. Savati was bland as hell. The most she had going on for her were her million different outfits. She's like that typical character who has had it rough, and for that she turned into a killing machine because, well, emotions led her to an undesirable situation, and she doesn't want any of that anymore. To be honest, I enjoyed most of the missions. All of them had some unique theme going on. The Warzone-ish elements are toned down in comparison to last year's campaign, which is a big plus. And the ridiculous action sequences are still COD's staple for campaign design. They are entertaining and don't drag for too long, like a little train sequence that I know of. I am convinced that part of the reason why most, including me, say this is just good, decent story material is due to that second to last mission that eventually leads us nowhere besides letting us know that Harrow isn't 100% evil. 7 out of 10, it was fun. Oh yeah, Jack Wall, the overall music composer, cooked once more.
Do I think that the game is worth $70? Well, kind of. For me, it depends. It clearly was somewhat of an unfinished product the first week of release.
Lots of bugs, hackers, menus that didn't work properly. Additionally, Call of Duty is still the same as it's been for the last 5 years, but now it has fancier movement.
Obviously, just like MW2 to MW3, this game feels like a DLC, and that's not me telling it. If you want to search data for it online, MW2, 3, and Black Ops 6 are all under the name Call of Duty. In the achievements list, Modern Unfair 3 and Black Ops 6 don't have a Platinum Chivo since they are add-ons. They don't even try to hide it anymore because of how obvious the reused assets are.
Do I think it's fun? Hell yeah! For a person who hardly ever buys or plays them, I am having lots of fun with this one. They went beyond the level of detail you expect from an FPS. I mean, they call you a chicken for backing out from doing Prestige. Well, fuck you guys, I don't want to lose all my stuff just to get perma unlocked for the Asval and some calling cards. By the way, rest in peace, Emblem Creation. Just Crystal Generation things, carry on. However, is that fun going to last for long? I don't know. The nature of FPSs is too repetitive for me to spend more than 1 month playing the same thing day in, day out. It surely is a massive improvement over last year's putrid attempt at creating a game with 90% reused assets, but the nature of shooters doesn't captivate me for months like it did back in 2012. Franchise fatigue is a thing after all. I don't have it in me to grind for camos anymore.
Back in the Black Ops 2 days, I used to have all of them, grind for them all, and if they couldn't be grinded, I would pay for some of them. Bacon, Dragon, Element 115, you name it, I had it. But now, I hardly ever even equip the ones I earn through challenges, but hey, that's me being me. What about you? What keeps you playing Call of Duty? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye, comrades.